What's up? What's up? Just gonna continue what we were doing last night. Because the islands should not start yet, we're going to sort of extend Holio here. Oops. This little road thing is going to keep going. And then like we'll have some little rocks to wind a string around like that. All right, so we go east. So we sort of want this whole screen to kind of drive us in different directions. And give us more space. We'll take out these for now, since we don't want those at this time, because this is not island yet. This is the islands. Okay. Cool. And then whatever, we do all the stuff. Yeah. And then we go this way. This I feel like I would like to compactify. Like, it's not very respecting of the screen boundaries, if you know what I'm saying. Like, this whole thing should probably be a screen, right? And this whole thing should be a screen. Now we could bump everything over by one, maybe? Like this would have originally been maybe even 2 over. Because, oh, maybe this was originally, Let's go. Let's load the actual overworld, and we can compare. Because it might have, before I changed the screen size. Yeah, so this was right on the border of a room with this nubbin sticking out. And this was kind of sticking out. I feel like this should be done a little differently. It's up in the air because, like, okay, this probably belongs to this region, but maybe you want it a little bit on the same screen. I don't know. Okay. So let's at least do that. It's a little scary because there are constraints to maintain with all these here mirrors. Like if I'm standing there, let's go to the overworld. Like, okay, we solve this. That opens that mirror. And then we're standing here. Okay, so if we move this one to the right, it just means we can go closer on the island. So this actually works. You know, we could trim the size of this if we wanted to, but it's actually kind of okay. However, this mirror has to not move to the, actually it has to not move to the right, otherwise we hit these. This is all going to get redesigned later, so it's not that big of a deal, but for now we don't want to break it too bad. We don't want to be breaking bad, you know what I'm saying? A few of these things are kind of breaking bad, actually. Okay. I think this will be fine for now. So I'm just going to bump that to the right by 1. This is probably activated by that level. Yeah. So that's fine. Okay. I'm going to bump everything here to the right by 1. Okay, which also means we're gonna have a little bit of problems here. Okay, this has to go as well, and this is gonna overlap. Maybe that's fine. Boop. Okay. I actually. See, I don't think I want to move that whole island up there. So before we do any of this, we're going to split these. All right. So now let's go back to our selection. Selection undo is the greatest thing in the world. All right. And then we'll select the land. Oh, that didn't still All right. What the fuck? Oh. Chop. Okay. So we actually want to bump that. Oh, we need this. Okay, we'll nudge that over. Now we probably. Okay, this needs to nudge over. This one, we can get rid of that. Achoo! We probably want this to be like that. Maybe. Okay, so this lets us go there. We have to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Or 7. That's actually fine. Oh, but this part, let's actually move this. No, we could just do this, I think. I just want to maintain that there was one square that gets you back over to here. I don't know that that matters too much, but it's fine. Now, so this is all in the same place as it was. What was this for? Oh, this was this is so that you could push the stone back. Let's figure that out in the actual overworld. So, right, I go here. Let's unlock things in order. Okay, now I don't remember how things are supposed to go. Who's this unlocked by? That thing. That's a little bit unfriendly. But okay, so I don't know why that's down there. So that unlocks that. Okay, I go down here. I solve that. That melts this. Now I can get here. Okay. I solve some stuff. That gives me both of these. And now with this, I can, you know, this is really annoying actually. Oops, right. So the trick is, oops, trick is not to do that. So we actually have to push this up here, which is why there are 2, right? And then we go down here. Okay. That mirrors that down to a place where I have a lot of freedom about it. And then what am I supposed to do with it? This might be for the frickin' Royal Road puzzle thing. Because I don't see what else to do with this. Anyway, if I go back here and reset this, I can obviously use it to go here, which is the non-occult So now this one, maybe one of these triggers it. Who triggers that? Who triggers that? That's this. Yeah, it's this one. That's that guy. How the fuck am I supposed to get down there? Oh, right. Yeah. So remember, okay, so obviously I can get over here and do this stuff. I can't get across, but I can come back here and I can do this. This puzzle is probably a little hard. But this is the point here, is I can come here and do that. And then I can stand over here. I can mirror Holio and the other mirror is mirrorable, which is awesome. And then I can do that. And then I can do this. And then I can go here. And then what do? I go here probably. So I don't know why this one is mirrorable. Right? Like I'm not sure why. Like I can do this, but this doesn't help me out. Oh, I can do... I mean, obviously I'm supposed to get down to the bottom using this in some way. Okay. So I could do that. But there's no reset for it. The fact that there's no reset for it and you can just push it in the water. Is bad. You obviously need to reset that if you fuck it up. Overlooking Zach's intent is something you're worried about. So am I, but I mean, I have a great deal of design experience and I talked to him for years while we were doing this. And so I'm the most qualified person in the world to preserve everything while making it better. It's just how that is. Doesn't mean we shouldn't be careful though. All right, so this is a little bit messed up there. It's not that big of a surprise because it was a later edition. And sometimes mistakes were made where just there weren't resetters where there should be. That's not a new thing that has happened. Okay. So I'm just confining my attention to this strip right now, and then maybe this, because this is also part of it. This is a little bit of a bummer because the mirror position is now exactly where the level is, which is not, probably not my preference. Put that there. Even there. Okay. Now I'm going to squinch this. So this is activated by that one. See, at some point we would like to visualize these sometimes. Like what unlocks what. Because good luck ever fucking figuring that out. Okay. This is pretty freeform what it is here. All that matters is that this is blocked from this until that's solved. Which honestly, people probably solve this before getting up there anyway, but you can go up this way and go around. Okay. This whole thing like, see, this is a little difficult. So we can't add land over here because you would be able to push the mirror off the wall. See, this is a weird one because these levels, we kind of, I think, would like them. Yeah, these are mirrorable mirrors levels. I would like them to be on this screen. So I'm going to move them, right? Because this screen is about the mirrorable mirrors puzzles, not this screen. Maybe they were on the edge of this screen before. Okay, so we can actually do that because we need to maintain that there's like a 1 square bridge over to here. Actually, you know, we could do that just to give it a little shape. Although actually, that's a nicer shape, right? And then I don't exactly know why this is here. There's no note on it. I don't really see what you could do. So I'm making a note to figure that out. Because you can't, you know, you would either need to get a mirror vertically or horizontally in order for this to matter. And there doesn't appear to be a way to do that. So I'm not sure what that's there for. That might be a mistake. So the fact that it's white means it might just be a level editing mistake. Because as you know, it's not okay to be white. So, yeah. So we're just going to make that a little thing. What are these? Druid meta mirror. Bard. I see. So this is some heroes and... Yep, that totally makes sense. Oh, this is the thing that we recently changed, actually. Okay. Cool, cool. This one, like again, the identity of what island is on what screen. I'm going to erase this Tetris piece and make it this other island, which doesn't change anything in gameplay, but we're just like, okay. And again, that's to be, because we actually shifted the screen borders. So yeah. In fact, you know what? Let's not even have this island go over here. Let's do that. Okay. We could actually bring this over if we wanted to. All right. This is pretty okay. Pretty okay. These ones, so who, okay, this unlocks that. This unlocks that. So let's put these on the frickin' screens with what they unlock. Now they also unlock each other. So there is that issue. And that's my alarm that we have more time, but it's reminding me. I'm supposed to meet someone somewhere in 45 minutes. Okay. Now, yeah, this was Zach. Zach put this here. You can tell by the entity ID. But I don't know what that means. Okay. So we need to put a resetter here. So let's do that. Oops. Let's actually copy these because they're going to be linked. And then, I mean, you would have to go get down here in order to be able to mess that up. So I think it's okay to put it here. Okay, so I teleport it. I throw it in the water. It's fucked up. I reset it. Now it is confusing to have the mirage right there in the line, but I think that's okay. We can make the effect different or something. Okay. Now what? Maybe this is about everything we wanted to do in the session today. It's, again, more than I expected to get done. Actually, again, okay, so for screen identity purposes, we're just going to declare that this is all part of the same island. This block over here, I don't know what the hell that's for either. So I'm going to leave that white. Okay, actually, let's take the W and then we'll work on this for a few minutes, which we might not get done. Okay, let's not check those in because I forget what that was. All right. Boom. That's a W. Let me actually, we're going to be pretty strict about this. Okay, so cool. Now this screen, all this stuff is, we're going to do some changes. And because we shifted the screens, it's like a whole thing. So, note. Yeah, I think this is an old note. I think we're fine with that. Mirrors and stones is banana cakes. Okay, so the thing, this has now been messed up, actually. This is annoying because of where it's positioned, but so for this to work, yeah, okay. This needs to be 1 over. That needs to be 1 over. Why do I have... Oh, that's the side. And then that needs to be like that. And then... Okay. So the way this works is you push the stone on there. That gives you access to here to push that. It's a little bit annoying to have these be on total screen edges. But that's just kind of how it is right now. This literally has to be here. This is fixed because the reason is you push this in the water and then you stand there and you mirror. Okay. The distance here is fine. This is still fine. This is 2 frickin' rooms over, which is weird. Why didn't I... I guess that was 2 rooms over. I'm not sure that's very good. But I feel like we're going to change this some more, so I'm not going to sweat it yet. Not going to sweat it yet. Yeah. So objectives next are going to be the following things. We got to do the west here. The west is off now that we changed the screen size. See how the colors don't totally match? Although it's off by more than I would have thought. So we want to work on that. And then in fact, we might do that right now. Just getting started. It's just, this has a lot to do with like what beams are where. Although I think we can just shift this over. Yeah, we'll see. I think we can just shift it and shift it good. Shift that map. Take another nap. I also want to work on this. So I want to do the north, south, east, and west. I want to work on this because I want this feeling of a crossroads that emanates outward, but also to have the kind of blockages that we have. They just don't need to be this explicit. And then I want to position the gold rooms better to make like a circle. So the idea is a giant, like a crosshair. There's a circle. It might look too much like a crosshair. I don't think it will. A circle and then these, right? And then we'll start working in the diagonal areas. But like even down here, this should not cross as far south as it does, because this axis is owned by this. Okay, I got a few more minutes. I'm gonna take another W on those changes. Sure is taking a long time. Schwip that schwap. Okay. So now, here's what we're going to do. So this is going to be the edge of the room, I think. So we want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rectangle select that. If there ever was a time for rectangle select, okay. Schwap that schwip. Okay, so now all this we want to go 4. Which is going to change how we get south. Okay, so now we're stretching things by a screen, and so okay. So we have extra space to make up here, and I'm just going to do that initially by just doing this, and then we'll figure it out later. Right. So we're going to want to play test this like maybe later today and vet that it all works. Okay, this is still, I'm actually, I mean, this is fine. We can move this interface later. When we play test it, we'll figure it out. But these are sort of crossing in the wrong place, right? Okay. And then this, see, this is kind of fine, which is weird. That's weird. Which implies that we can actually move it and then use a little more. So, what do we do for this? I could just make a big boring gap fill for a minute. How in the actual overworld is this already? Yeah. Okay. See, it's already like a couple squares in, which is weird. And then that's already many squares. That's why this doesn't make that much sense to me, because it's already off. The square discipline, you know how you have trigger discipline? This is like screen discipline. The screen discipline is becoming more lackluster as we travel west, which is why it's off by more than I expect. But that's cool because it gives us more space to design. Now this is activated from promise too. So this can like be wherever it's going to be. We can move that by a couple. Let's pre-move. We're playing chess and we're pre-moving. Actually, no. We leave those there, but we move this. Schwap that schwip. Something like that. And that gives us more space over here to do crossroads stuff, which is good. Schwap that schwip. Now that affects all this stuff. But this stuff is going to change anyway, but we might as well try to maintain it a little. What happened to... I think those are invisible because, yeah, okay. Okay. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. It's fine. This is an outlying minor area. Now, it's like the United States minor outlying islands. So we made a gap here that we're just going to fill in for now. The gate that promised 2 activates needs moving to the right a couple of squares. Oh, this one. Yeah. Good catch. Actually, that needs to be there because you need to stand there and push it. Okay. These need to be connected. And it's about time for me to go, but yeah, so the way this works is the green beam, we can go look at the regular overworld. The green beam takes you through, and then it's stopped by the rock, and you get out at the edge of the screen. So we actually kind of want that rock to be there, right? And then you go around it. And that is that geometry. And then this is kind of, we want our screen discipline to be good. Oops. Okay. Now what's down here, this is a whole other scenario that's fine as it is. This is a very late game thing that we're going to tweak the hell out of later, so we're not going to worry about that. So yeah, we'll play test this later. I don't have time to really do it right now. We're going to get rid of that for now. Check it out, everybody. Okay. This interface here needs to get tuned, but I don't have time to do it. So we're going to take the W for now. And any explicit questions about exactly what we've been working on? I'm very glad to be doing this, even though it'll take a little bit, and you know, it is fraught with peril. It's exactly the kind of thing that makes games even better, like one step over the top. Over the top. Did the number of levels increase? I mean, the number of levels has been increasing for the whole course of development. It's increasing more slowly now because we're working on more on organization and quality, and you know, re-engineering levels that are sus to be better and that kind of a thing, and cutting some levels. Yeah, I haven't run a Benny test in a while. We could do that. I don't have time to sit here for it to finish, but when it finishes, I could. Oh, it's also going to compile a bunch of shaders and stuff, which is going to make it slow. when it finishes, I could tell you how many levels are actually in the game. How do you deal with the huge number of factors? Seems like there are so many different ways you could lay things out. How do you cut that down to something manageable? Okay. Well, I mean, part of it is experience, right? This is what I've been doing for my entire, not my entire game design career, but a lot of it. So Braid was a little bit like that. The Witness was a lot like that. It was very much about designing a big open world that had a lot of nonlinear constraints between things and balancing all of those and making sure they're all correct. And so I've had some practice first. Second, you're right when you say there's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of different ways that you could do things. A lot of ways things could go. But you should know what you're trying to do, right? Like what is the overall objective of the game? What principles and aesthetics are you trying to enhance or amplify, right? So that's what I'm doing right now is I have some idea in my mind of what the overworld would globally be like if it were better, right? How do you make something globally a certain way? Well, you have to change it locally everywhere. And so that's what I'm doing now is when I go to each spot, I'm like, okay, how do I change this to get closer to the global thing that I want to do? And a lot of that right now is straightforward, right? I'm redesigning the map to be more aligned and have better screen discipline along the two primary axes, right? And the reason I'm doing that is for reasons that have to do with the global symmetry of the overworld. And so that if you know what you're trying to do in the end, that can inform minute-to-minute decisions and cut down on confusion and whatever. Did a lot of things happen on the game side while I was lost in Braidland? I'm still lost in Braidland. This is just a little bit of weekend stuff. Remember how we were doing weekend projects for a while that were on the compiler? We'll probably do weekends, pieces of weekends where we push forward on this overworld design. Raphael did a lot of compiler work. I know, dude, he's fixed a lot of bugs. It's been great. All right, I got to go meet up. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you later on.